boy Levon Kaysen, and this is another interview. Uh, tonight's guest is a guy that's on Game Talk with Brimstone's Gaming and Rags and Geek Essential. You also seen him on many other podcasts such as Next Gen 720, many other Xbox type podcasts and other stuff like that. Please welcome Rambo's Corner.
What's going on, people?
Okay. So how'd you find YouTube? How'd you start YouTube?
Well, I started seeing, I guess, like Next Gen 720 and all the BGST people posting a bunch of just plain out crap rhetoric, and I thought that I would just try my best to come out and actually try to promote just gaming news or whatever, just an actual like factual based type YouTube channel rather than just a fanboy narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I got into it. I decided just to go opposite of what the fanboys were doing.
Do you like correcting people and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet it makes you feel good.
It doesn't make me feel good. It's more of just like, it's not so much about correcting people, it's just correcting the narrative that's out in the gaming community. Because the people in the gaming community are being blindly sold this stupid rhetoric that these fanboys are saying, for today, like this Titanfall 2 crap has just gone crazy.
I forgot about that game. Forgot about it. But anyways, when did you first start gaming, and what was your first game system?
First started gaming back whenever I was 2 years old, and my first game system was Pong.
Mm-hmm.
The 2-paddle system. That the only game that came with it was the game Pong. That was back in 1978.
Mm-hmm. And what was that like, playing your first video games with that system and other systems going forward?
Back then I played a lot with my dad, so it was a lot of fond memories, I guess, of bonding with me and my dad. Me and my dad had a kind of a passion for gaming. It really took off whenever we would get out and I was old enough to get into the arcades with them. We would have challenges on Pac-Man and Galaga to see who could get the highest score, get the furthest. And of course, I never beat them, but yet I still had fun trying.
Mm-hmm. How did you meet Jay Centuries? How did you meet him?
I was actually on a podcast with EXP Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And him and T Reaper joined the podcast. And once once they joined the podcast, they had some sort of beef with Titanfall Princess.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of all went to hell. And then all of a sudden after that, Jay Century started talking to me, and we just kind of went from there.
Okay. What made you decide to go to PC gaming and stuff like that? When was your first time going into PC gaming?
Well, I have gamed real small games. I'd be like a long time ago on PC gaming, back like with DOS and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But not really. Wouldn't consider myself back then actually a PC gamer. So I stayed strictly consoles for the most part until this generation, and I just kept seeing more and more money being dumped out into these consoles, as far as like the pay to play online, these so-called free games that they give you, games that just really weren't living up to their hype. And so I started looking into PC gaming and seeing that games are so much cheaper. You don't have to pay to play online. There's so much more freedom to be had as far as like where you want to buy them, where you want to play them, what type of input device you want to use, whether it be a controller of any sort or a keyboard and mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna build me a PC, and I decided to build me a beast of a rig, and I enjoy it very much.
How did you get in contact with Next Gen 720?
That was actually through his Facebook group, which I'm no longer a part of. That was banned for being called. They called me a racist or whatever, so they banned me. but I was initially in his group because I guess what is it called, Bang Bang,
Next Gen
Next Gen Gamer,
Gamers.
something like that. I was in there, and I guess I was an admin of the other groups where like fanboy crap wasn't allowed, and Bang Bang was a place where the fanboy crap, they kind of actually had fun with it. I guess there wasn't really any personal attacks and all that kind of crap like that. It was just a bunch of fun back and forth crap. So I joined there, and well, I guess had some fun with people, and then all of a sudden people like took my personal, Twitter, my personal page of Facebook, and turned it into something that wasn't. So that's kind of like where he first started talking to me and invited me to his podcast, Xbox versus Ponies, and he labeled me as a pony because I played PC and I did not promote the Xbox rhetoric.
Did you think that being on that podcast gave you a brand of notice in the gaming community on YouTube, or you just treat it as like being on another podcast?
Well, I think that's what maybe. I think it helped a little bit as far as people knowing who I am, but then it also kind of hurt me too because people just branded me automatically as a pony. So at that point, it was kind of hard to go, prove that I was not a Sony supporter or Sony backer or whatever. I don't understand these people that like praise these consoles. So I don't know.
In fact, what do you think of the Crumb side and the console war?
I think it's just pure stupidity. It's you got grown men acting like they're 10, 12-year-olds fighting over whose daddy is tougher. It's just stupid. And they talk about stuff that they have no idea what they're talking about. They just rattle shit off because I don't know why. I really don't, I can't figure out the life of me why these people are even allowed to even walk around.
Oh, okay. How did the whole Game Talk podcast came up, or how was the idea came up, and how does it feel to be a part of with people like Brimstone, Rax, and Shaner 123 from Geek Essential as far as that podcast goes? How does it feel?
Well, it feels great. I mean, I actually with a few like-minded people, as far as I guess our views, not every bit of our views are the exact same, which is actually a good thing. We kind of disagree on some sort of things. It first came up, me and Brim were talking about having like a podcast to try, like as far as more like an like an education podcast, whatever, more just talking about stuff that is more factual based rather than spewing the fanboy rhetoric. And it kind of stemmed from there. And then Brimstone contacted Rags and asked him if he'd be interested to be a part of it. And this was at the time whenever Rags was actually, I think, kind of like a smaller channel. And then like he just blew up. I guess Rags doing his response videos is a very popular thing. So I don't know. So he just kind of blew up, and it kind of helps. Rags is an awesome dude, and his people that are actually following him are pretty cool. That they come over and I don't know. It just seems like it just kind of all worked out, and we have a lot of fun. Now, sometimes with it being late at night, it's hard to get a lot of people watching, but I think we've managed to get up to around 450 people watching at one time at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, which is kind of surprising.
Interesting. What's your favorite things to do besides gaming? Like, what else do you like to do?
Well, aside from the obvious, like my family and my kids, it would be movies. Okay. I'm a real big movie person, and I'm actually going to be launching like a sub channel off of mine, where I'm going to do movie reviews. And so that's another passion of mine. Is like I love movies. In fact, actually, when I'm getting done with this, I'm going to sit down with my family and watch a couple of movies that we have from Netflix right now. So
Okay. What do you think the future of gaming is going to be?
the future of gaming, man, I'm seeing it more and more go towards this virtual reality, virtual reality, augmented reality. Obviously, that's a ways away before it becomes a norm or the actual way of gaming. But I just see it either becoming more virtual based, to where people are, I guess, plugged into a headset, or to the fact of streaming. That's another avenue that I've actually thought that they might go, is to where kind of like the PS Now service, but it's where people can actually just, instead of buying disc at like GameStop, or buying digital content like an Xbox Live or PSN, they would actually just subscribe to a service, and then they would actually be able to either, depending on how the service works, either pay for the service and then you get the games, or kind of like Voodoo, to where you sign up for free and then you buy the movies that you want, or you buy the games that you want and you just stream them that way.
So it's basically gonna be like a service.
I think so. It's going to all be service based, instead of having all this hardware out there with consoles and stuff like that, I think.
Now, I know this might sound personal, but what were you like when you were a kid?
Like, what do you mean? I was
like were you a good kid, or like a straight A student in school? And
I was up until 10th grade. I was actually in all AP classes up until 10th grade, and then I just kind of fell off and started going the bad route, and should have been been in jail a few times, but yet I just never got caught back then, luckily. But yet, I grew up in a pretty good, middle class family. I stayed outside most of the time whenever I was a kid. Up until the point of your parents say you have to come in when the street lights come on. As soon as whenever that happened, that's whenever I started playing the games. Because I wasn't one of these people like the kids of today, where they sit inside their house all day long playing video games. I was out and about, riding my bike, riding my skateboard, doing whatever until dark, and then come in. I'd play video games, study, do whatever I needed to do, and then just kind of fell off 10th grade. Just kind of went downhill, and here I am.
Okay. What is some of your favorite game systems of all time, and some of your favorite games of all time?
Oh man, my favorite game systems of all time. I would think that of course, the original Nintendo would be one of them. Obviously, Super Mario Brothers, the original Zelda. Going back to Atari 2600, that was actually like my favorite. You had Pac-Man, you had Pitfall, Centipede. Man, I don't know. These newer consoles, they're fun and all, but yet just not really something that I would consider like my favorite. I do like the Uncharted series. I'm a very big fan of the Uncharted series, God of War series. I'm very hyped for the new one. I want to see how they take that into a new direction. Really, that's really it. I mean, as far as my favorites go.
Okay. What do you think of America and where it's going right now in general?
Well, I mean, I think that America is actually screaming for a change. Whether it be a change for social justice or a change for just the entire country, the entire establishment together, being the two different candidates we have. I'm hoping that it goes for an entire change altogether, like through the Trump way. I just think that right now, social justice, the way it's going, is actually corrupting our cities like in whole. We're promoting violence. or promoting riots, calling them peaceful protest, and that's not the America that I grew up in. That's not where we came from, and it sure as hell should not be where we're headed. So I'm hoping that we can get away from that and actually go towards true change, as far as like get rid of the establishments, I guess, as far as Republicans, Democrats, and actually get true change in either the White House or the Senate and the House.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite decade? The 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s?
The 80s.
Okay.
Has some of the best music in the 80s. I was, of course, I mean, I was, what, like, I guess late 80s and that. I mean, I don't know. I can still listen to the 80s music today. So, I mean, it's just it was always a fun time for me back then.
Okay. All right, chat. Do you have any questions for Rambo, or have any questions, chat? Have any questions? Lazy Sunday 7. I need the Black Pond interview. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Maybe it can happen. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But there's no question. So, do you have anything else to say to the gaming community?
As far as the gaming community goes, I just wish that people would actually, instead of just listening to YouTubers, because YouTubers just give you their opinion, including myself, from the article that they're reading. And to me, instead of actually just listening to them, like, I guess if it's your favorite YouTuber, listen to them, and then go look at this article and actually read it for yourself to see if you come up with the same interpretation. Just like the Bible, just like anything out there, it's always always open for your own personal interpretation, rather than the person that you're listening to. So do some research yourself before you just start spouting off rhetoric that you've heard from somebody else, because you end up looking like a fool half the time. And what's going on, Resurrection?
You got any questions for Rambo Resurrection or anything like that? Got any questions? You read the Bible?
I used to, a long time ago. I'm more of, I used to be a religious person. Growing up, that was like kind of like my parents made me go to church or whatever, but I kind of got out of that at around 16, and I'm more of like, I guess, a spiritual person now. I do believe like in like higher power, higher being, not so much as the way that the religions want to take you, but I'm just more spiritual within myself rather than actually having to go to a church or something to be religious.
Now, as far as racism and all that stuff, do you believe in white supremacy? Like,
well, I mean, okay, that's a loaded question. Because yes, there is white supremacy out there. Obviously, there are people who feel that they are better because they are white than than their counterparts. Do I believe that is systematic across the whole nation? No. Facts and statistics just show that is not that's not the case. I do believe racism exists. There are racist individuals. I don't believe the rhetoric that black people can't be racist, or Mexicans can't be racist, or that only white men can be racist. I believe that racism is in your heart, whether you're white, black, purple, green, whatever. The definition of racist. Let me just pull this up so that way I can make sure I quote it correctly. is a person who believes that a particular race is superior to another, having or showing the belief that a particular race is superior to another. So it is not actually it doesn't have anything to do with, the ability to make changes or the ability to oppress or anything like that. That is something that the social justice people have actually added to the definition. The definition is simply the belief. So if you believe in your heart that you're better than the other, then to me, you're racist.
What games are you looking forward to for the rest of this year and next year?
Well, Mafia 3. Mafia 3, I get to kill Klansmen. So I'd wish that, we get to actually Resurrection just asked if I'm getting Mafia 3. Yes, I am. I want to when I saw that picture of them being able to kill the Klansmen or attack the Klansmen, I was like, I gotta have this, man. This is actually pretty cool. I hate the KKK, man. I hate KKK and all the different racist organizations out there. That's actually Mafia 3, I guess, Battlefield 1. Those are the two I guess I'm most looking forward to here, I guess, here in the recent or close, near future.
Any more questions, chat? Any more questions for Rambo? Any more questions?
Yes, I have actually I have in my house 5 PS4s, 4 Xbox Ones, and 1 Wii U.
Okay.
I do play on my PS4 from time to time. Very seldom now that I'm actually gaming on console or PC more, because there's really not. I've already played all the exclusives that I want to play right now. So I guess my next exclusive on PlayStation that I will need to actually get would be Horizon Zero Dawn. My favorite exclusives. My favorite exclusives would be, like I said, the Uncharted, God of War, Forza Horizon series. I know there's the Infamous series. I love the Infamous series. Those are, I guess, those 3 would be like or those 4 would be my favorite ones as of right now. The Last Guardian, people have told me on The Last Guardian that it's kind of like, I guess, I forget the other name of the Attack of the Titans or something. I don't know, something like that. I don't one of those other games or whatever. I don't know. The Last Guardian just doesn't seem like something that I might be interested in. I might get it like maybe whenever it's cheap just to see what it's like. I've never played an ICO game, so not really familiar with them. Gears 4, I probably will get that. I'm not really a big, huge Gears fan. However, I did play through Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and I guess somewhat enjoyed the story. It was kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird to me, but I mean, at the same time, I'm going to try to play through Gears 2 and Gears 3. I hear to leave Gears Judgment alone, but I might play through it too. But I want to play through those 2 before I get to Gears 4, so that way maybe I can understand the story a little bit more. Because from what I understand, it actually is a continuous series that you have to kind of understand before you go on to Gears 4. PC exclusives, PC exclusives. I don't know. I don't really look too much about as far as PC exclusives that I would actually even play. I play a lot of multiplats whenever it comes to the PC. It's just that those are the games that I'm actually interested in, like as far as like the games that I came from as far as console goes, and I just kind of find them better on the PC. So therefore, that's the reason why I went to the PC, because I found that they actually perform better, they look better, and they're cheaper. So. To me, that's
what's your favorite
thing.
What's your favorite curse word of all time?
Oh shit. Damn. Here I am saying cuss words while I'm trying to think of it. I don't know. I probably shit or damn, probably because that's what I say all the damn time. So
Okay. Um. Okay. Where's the Shadow Man interview at? I don't know. I don't know. Wavy Cricket. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. What do you think of the YouTube Heroes situation and all that?
that is like the worst thing that YouTube could have ever done. I'm hoping that through the amount of dislikes and amount of backlash that YouTube kind of pulls that back. I don't think they're going to. But when it comes to that, it gives trolls the full ability to like completely shut down a channel that they just don't like or they don't agree with. And I think I think it goes like, I mean, especially with what's going on with social justice, whether it be you know, people anti-Black Lives Matter supporters or anti-feminist, like going after and attacking the Black Lives Matter channels or the feminist channels, or vice versa. You know, the actual Black Lives Matter or feminists attacking the anti channels, or even in the gaming community, the PlayStation fanboys, shutting down Xbox fanboys or Xbox fanboys shutting down PlayStation. I think that it just opens up a whole case of that. And we've seen already, like, people getting their videos taken down just from simply somebody making a claim rather than actually, waiting till that claim is actually finalized to find out if the person actually was, in the wrong. So I hope that, I don't know, YouTube, I just hope that they actually listen and they actually do communicate with people, because I think it's a slippery slope to walk.
All right, a question YouTuber from Wavy Quickie. What's your favorite fighting game?
Oh man, I haven't played fighting games since like maybe the like solely fighting games, I guess, until like since the arcades. But it was always Street Fighter. I was always a big Street Fighter fan in the arcades. I bought Street Fighter V on PC. I think I've played it maybe 8 hours, and that's it. I haven't really touched it in quite a while because I suck at it. I'm real good in like co-op, I guess with my family. We're playing, we're having fun. But whenever I go online, them people are some serious hardcore fighter people, and they kick my ass every time. So it's not really fun for me to play online with a fighting game.
And who's your favorite YouTuber? That's from Resurrection.
Wow. Right now, I really enjoy watching Philip DeFranco. He is a news type person, and he kind of gives it to you unbiased as much as he can, as far as like not putting a left spin or a right spin on things. He kind of just tells you what's out there, what's going on, kind of gives you his opinion, and then ask like what's your opinion on it, and you can type it in the comments or whatever. Just the way he does his show and the way he does his news, to me, just I find myself watching his daily videos more than anybody else's.
Who's your do you like watch comedians and stuff?
Comedians like on like as far as like on TV and stuff,
stand up.
Oh yeah, Kevin Hart, man. Kevin Hart, I love Kevin Hart. That dude is funnier than shit.
Okay.
The worst YouTuber in my opinion, in gaming channel wise, God, that is hard. Resurrection. Well, I mean, it's gonna have to either be Mooch or Crap. Especially with what happened today. Apparently, Drew McCoy tweeted out a picture. He's, I guess, somebody with Titanfall gaming. Tweeted out a picture of Titanfall 2 on a PS4 disc. Well, One Software Gamers, yes. Resurrection, yeah. I mean, he's it's like I said, it's hard. I mean, it's Mooch, Crap, and One Stop. We can just put that there all in one little thing. But Mooch actually told another man that if he didn't block somebody, that he was going to block him. Like you're not allowed to speak with him if you're going to speak with me. That is like some
this segregation.
Level. Yeah, that's like some next level shit. You know what I mean? As far as like this gaming stuff goes. And I don't know. I just Resurrection. If you man, I'll have to. Do you have a Twitter? If you do, I'll forward you the conversation of like what happened, and you'll be able to see what the shitstorm they kind of brewed today. But yeah, I don't know. That's the reason why I would pick Mooch and Crap over One Stop, because they're like they're kind of like Hitler in this gaming community, man. They like you either believe the way I believe, or you are shunned. You know, you're a pathetic fan. You know, PlayStation fanboy, whatever. Even if you support Xbox 100%, you have to agree with them. That's just the way they are.
Wait. What was your experience like with One Stop? Real quick.
Well, with One Stop, I don't know. You know, I find that he's a very vocal person. In the beginning, when I first, I guess, ran into him whenever I guess called out J Centuries or whatever a while back in a private little chat room or whatever, and I guess I started talking to him. He seemed like, you know, pretty cool, I guess, at the time, because I mean I didn't really know too much about him. I've seen, you know, heard other people talk about it, but I've never actually seen it in action. And I was a real big thing. I wanted to stay away from like the drama podcast and the drama bullshit, you know, because I don't want my channel being about that. I don't want people coming to my channel just looking for me to like, who are you going to talk about next? You know, like who, and so they ended up doing like different podcasts or different things, and they were always supposed to be gaming podcasts, but somehow they always turned into drama. And I was always in, you know, on that podcast when it happened, and I felt that they disrespected me at that point, because, you know, they knew my views, they knew my thoughts on it, and they agreed to it, but they still continued to pump out that rhetoric. So I just kind of like backed away, backed off, and then I started like paying a little bit more attention to like what One Stop says, what One Stop does, and that's whenever I did my last video, you know, as far as like him talking about Battlefield and oh god, his ignorant take on Battlefield, but that's kind of been my impression now, you know, now he wants to call me, you know, dick eater and all this stupid shit that he says. I just find him to be just like the epitome of ignorance. You know, I mean, I guess if you looked up a definition of ignorant, you would probably see One Stop there somewhere.
Remember that when you were in that Hard 8 debate, did you feel like you were a little bit underprepared?
I was completely underprepared, because I was, like I said, I was in the debate. I was actually watching TV with my family, and all of a sudden, like, things started popping up on my phone. I was like, what the hell is all this? You know, what's even going on? And I clicked on it, and I heard right at that time, I heard Hard 8 say something about, you know, I'm calling him out, I'm calling him, you know, to here, and I'm like, going, what the fuck is even happening? So I got, you know, paused the TV show or whatever, hopped on real quick, and you know, I guess saw the link, clicked in, and figured out like what we were talking about. So I was kind of like, you know, at that point, you know, trying to come up with, you know, the things that I was actually wanting to say at a moment's notice. So I wasn't able to I wasn't fully prepared to actually go into any sort of debate with him. And it was actually over a misunderstanding from what the way, I guess, he came across in the beginning to me, and to what he was actually meaning. So it was kind of like he he said something that I misunderstood or that wasn't clear, and then I kind of ran with that instead of actually, and it just kind of all got mixed up and mixed in to the point to where it actually ended up becoming that that live debate or whatever.
Okay. Any more questions, Chad? Any more questions? Any more questions? How's your day been?
It's been, I guess, good so far. I just got over serious sickness or whatever. I've been this past week I've been running 105-degree temperature, and I've been battling that. So I'm just now actually getting back to where I can actually sit at my desk and sit here and talk to you. I guess Friday night was my first podcast back to the Game Talk, or first time back back on the Game Talk podcast. I've been having a lot of health problems with my health, and then on top of that, I ended up getting sick on I think it was like Saturday night or Sunday or something like that of last week, and I was like on the couch the whole week, so I'm just not getting back. So I guess I'm feeling okay, but not back to 100% yet. No.
Hope you get better.
Well, thank you. How have you been?
Good.
I haven't talked to you in quite a while.
It's been about a month or something.
Yeah, I got kicked out of what's it called, Thanos' server. So I don't know.
I thought you left or something.
No, they removed me. I just happened to look at my Discord and see that I was removed from the server. I didn't get any reason as to why, but I figured they had their reasons, and I wasn't really gonna. If they didn't want me there, I wasn't gonna sit there and try to get back in there. So that's obviously, if I'm not wanted, then I'm not wanted.
Okay. Any more questions, Chad? Any more questions? All right. Where can people find you?
People can find me on YouTube if you search up Rambo's Corner, and that Rambo is with a 0. And if you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me at Rambo's Corner. And those are basically 2 places that I'm at. I haven't made a video, like I said, in a couple of weeks because of my health, but I'm getting back to where I can, so I will start making videos here soon. And just looking for the next type of video that I want to do, whether it be on this whole Titanfall 2 fiasco, or if it's on something different from there,
All right, guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and also subscribe to Rambo's Corners channel. See you guys later, in peace.
Peace, guys.